The American Defense Department is also cutting its civilian workforce by at least 5% starting next week. Now, Trump's administration has already begun firing thousands of other federal workers who are on probationary status. Now, the cuts of the Defense Department will also focus on the recently hired employees. According to a statement, the Pentagon anticipates reducing the department's civilian workforce by nearly 5 to 8%. And this is being done in order to increase efficiency and to refocus the department on Donald Trump's priorities. Approximately 5,400 probationary workers could be released as part of the initial effort, after which the Defense Department will implement a hiring freeze while conducting a further analysis of personal needs. The Defense Department employs over 900,000 civilians, meaning that the cuts of 5% would affect a total of more than 45,000 jobs. A day before the announcement, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth had said that it is simply not in the public interest to retain individuals whose contributions are not mission critical. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has said that he's thinking of merging the U.S. Postal Service with the U.S. Commerce Department.
Well, we want to have a post office that works well and doesn't lose massive amounts of money. And we're thinking about doing that, and it'll be a form of a merger, but it'll remain the Postal Service, and I think it'll operate a lot better than it has been over the years. It's been just a tremendous loser for this country.
Now, earlier on Friday, a federal judge declined to block the Trump administration from putting more than 2,000 USAID workers on leave. And after the setback, terminated and laid off USAID workers were seen leaving the agency's headquarters in Washington, wiping away their tears and carrying boxes. A small group then gathered to support and console the workers as they departed. All right, now to give us more perspective on this, we're joined on this broadcast by Ms. Elizabeth Loris, who is a professor emerita at the University of Mary Washington. She's joining us live on this broadcast. Now, Professor Loris, this shake-up by Donald Trump's administration, especially, in the upper echelons of the American military, where the chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff, General C.Q. Brown, has now been replaced. Give us a sense of how this will impact the morale of the American army.
Oh, certainly it's having an impact on morale. People don't usually like to see their leadership, whom they respect, relieved of duties, particularly in a tweet. President Trump, I understand, put a message on Truth Social, that's his social media platform, that the General Brown was relieved of his duties. So there are a lot of people, of course, that are going to be quite demoralized over the Pentagon. There are others in the ranks, however, not that they have anything against General Brown at all, but apparently there is some grumbling in the Pentagon and in the wider armed forces about the so-called DEI, so-called woke or DEI programs, as diversity, equity, and inclusion type programs that people were considered for promotion on basis of certain characteristics rather than merit.
Right.
So there will be some people applauding the moves, though, again, I don't think that anyone would accuse a lot of these senior leaders of, dereliction of duty.
It's interesting that you point out this issue of DEI as well, because this is something what Pete Hegseth had also referred to when he had said that would General C.Q. Brown have been appointed to the position that he was appointed to if he was not black, and also the manner in which the Trump administration has gone after the policy of DEI. So any person who is of a certain color or who is of a certain ethnicity who is now appointed to literally say any post would now be looked upon that he or she has been appointed because of the fact that they are slightly different from the majority of America.
Pete Hegseth, back in December of 24, when President Trump had nominated him, and when he was meeting with senators about that nomination in advance of his confirmation, had actually come up with a list of people that he slated to dismiss. He was rather honest and said that, the military essentially needs to be a lean and mean, fighting machine. It needs to be a killing machine. That's what our military is for. And we have this whole slate of senior officers who have been pursuing an ideological agenda. And a lot of the senior officers that Trump dismissed last night were on that list. And so some of the people could not have been surprised. Perhaps they were waiting for the axe to fall. But this is somewhat anticipated because Pete Hegseth came in, and in his confirmation, we all heard he was talking about peace through strength. And he felt that an ideologically woke Department of Defense was not strong enough for the challenges that U.S. faces today.
Interesting. We'll have to see as to how this plays out. Thank you very much indeed, Professor Elizabeth Lawrence, for joining us in With That Perspective then. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.